We're looking at the kanji for cinema in this video tutorial. It's pronounced eiga-kan, and it means literally film building. Eiga is a film, and Kang is a public building. The first kanji is made up of two separate elements, and it means reflect or reflection. This is what it looked like in ancient times, and you can see clearly looking at this the two pictographs within this kanji. On the left-hand side you can see clearly that's a pictograph of a sun, and on the right-hand side is a picture of a man whose neck has been highlighted to indicate middle or centre. This shows you a little more clearly just that right-hand element, that man with his neck highlighted, and you can really see the little fellow there. So originally this kanji was simply a pictograph of the sun and next to it, centre. This is what the kanji looks like today, and you can still see clearly those two elements. Now, it means to reflect or reflection, but it's also the first character of eiga, meaning film. And to me, the sun represents the light projecting onto the screen, and that right-hand element, meaning centre, to me looks just like a whiteboard screen that's been pulled down. So it looks like a screen on two legs. So I always think of it as a projector with the image being projected onto the screen, just like a movie. I don't know exactly how the ancient Chinese put centre and sun together, but this story works best for me. Let's look at the stroke order now. So we start with the sun element, we go down on the left-hand side, across and around without taking our pen off the page, middle stroke left to right, and close the bottom left to right. Then we do the left-hand side of this neck part of the right-hand element, across, don't take your pen off, and all the way down. The arms of the man go next, and finally two legs, 1, 2. The next kanji is pronounced ga, and it means drawing, picture, or brush stroke in ancient times. It's made up of a top element and a bottom element. The top element is a picture of a hand, side on, holding a brush, and underneath is a field enclosed on 4 sides. Now in the modern character, the writing brush has been reduced to just 1 stroke on top, and you can still see the field there with the enclosure around the outside, and that meant field boundaries recorded with a brush, therefore drawing or brush stroke. Let's look at the stroke order. So we begin with what's remaining of that brush, so we go from left to right across the top. Then comes the field, so down on the left, across and round on the right without taking our brush off. From the top, down, across, and complete our field. Then comes our boundary going down and across, and then our final stroke, top to bottom on the right-hand side. And there we have ga, a drawing. Finally, we have the character which is pronounced Kang, and it means a public building. Now there are 2 elements in Kang. The element on the left-hand side here, again you should be very familiar with because it's the character meaning to eat, only because it's squished up and it's part of another character, it doesn't have that final element there which you find in the full character to eat. Now on the right-hand side you've got this element here, which is a public official. And you can see on the top, that's this part here, you've got a roof. And then here you've got an element which I like to think of is a big, fat public official sitting down doing his work. This is the right-hand element of our final character, Kang, and this is the bit where you can see the roof and the walls on either side, and then underneath you can see inside that element which, as I say, looks like someone sitting down with 2 big tummies as he works away in the public building. Okay, let's look at how we're going to write our Kang character. We're going to begin with the left-hand element, And we're going to start by drawing the roof on top of our element meaning to eat. So down on the left, down on the right. Then we have our first stroke here. We have our katakana yo element. And then down we come with splish. Splash is missing and splosh. That's our left hand element to mean eat. On the right hand side we've got the roof on top and we've got our fat cat bureaucrat underneath. So that's his back down there for 1. That's his first big belly all the way around and down for 2. Left to right to close that off for 3. Second big belly down all the way and left to right to close it off. And there's a fat cat bureaucrat under a roof, eating away, enjoying the good old life in the public building. And you put those 3 kanji together and you get Eiga Kang, cinema.